everybody. I thought we'd do a little feeding with Zoe here. Trying to get it where I can see all right. So this is Dash. Dash is a little tiny nugget, and he loves snacks. You want a little bite, bud? He's looking around right now. So if you're just joining us, this is a baby two-toed or two-fingered Linnaeus sloth. We are located at Ocoee Riverside Farm, halfway between Chattanooga and Knoxville. You want a little bite, bud? Right here? You want any? Nope, he's just chilling. All good. All right, so if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. We'll make this a little Q&A while we hang out here with Dash, and we'll just answer some questions. We have 3 sloths here at Ocoee Riverside Farm. So we have Dash, and then Zoe, whose birthday was December 16th. And then we also have Flash. Flash is our adult sloth, and he's about 8 years old. The 2 sloths that we do hold, though, are Dash and Zoe. We don't hold Flash. You want another bite? You want a bite, buddy? No bites. How old is Dash? Dash is about 10 months old. You can see his fur is just now starting to lighten up. So when Dash first came here, he was very dark. I mean, almost jet black like this. We have over 150 animals here at Ocoee Riverside Farm, including sloths, kangaroos, llamas, and alpacas. Look how cute this little guy is. He loves cuddles and pets. How come you can't hold Zoe? You can hold Zoe. You can hold Zoe and Dash. The limits on Zoe is age or kind of size dependent. And the reason for that is she's a pretty big girl now. She's getting close to 20 pounds. So when a 20-pound animal is holding on to a little kid who only weighs 50 or 60 pounds, sometimes the claws just pull a little bit. And that's the reason that we let the little kids hold Dash. Hope that makes sense. If you guys are just tuning in, this is Dash, I'm Kevin, and we're live here at Ocoee Riverside Farm. So if you've ever wanted to come hang out with sloths or hold a sloth or ride a camel or go on a horse ride, what else can you do here? Scottish Highland cows. We have Scottish Highland cows that you can check out. You can bottle feed baby kangaroos. How cool is that? Do we have otters? We don't have otters yet, but we got a spider monkey. So if you want to hang out with a spider monkey, you can come hang out with Georgie. Grace, that is all good. No worries. So it's just Flash that we can't hold, and then Zoe's for adults, and then Dash is for everybody because he's pretty chill. He did get lighter in color, yeah, and then he will eventually get as light as Zoe and even Flash. That's just what happens as they mature. Where's Zoe? Zoe is basically right behind us, and she's having a little nap because she had encounters this morning. Zoe probably does like 4 or 5 encounters a day, so not a lot. We really try to limit the number of encounters that the animals do because we're not trying to make it into some, sweatshop or something crazy like that. So that's the reason that we don't do the experiences where you have a bunch of people in a big circle and you pass the sloth around and everybody pets it. We don't really feel like that's really what the animals want to do. But hey, just not our jam. How do you get to meet her? You can go to our website, ocoeeriversidefarm.com, and you can book whatever encounter that you'd like to do there. Prices on the events, they're all there. If you just want to do a sloth encounter, meaning you're coming for 30 minutes to feed Flash, and he hangs up above right here, you get to pet him. It's pretty awesome. I think those start around 70 or so. And then what a lot of people add on to that is the VIP. And what that means is then you go and you hold Zoe for 30 minutes. And that's for 2 people. And then if another person books it, then it's somebody else you don't know. So if you want to come with 2 people, you got to book 2 spots. You want to do the keeper one? Yeah, the keeper is pretty cool. You get to spend 3 hours with all 3 sloths. So doing everything that we do, starting from feeding in the mornings, hanging out with them like this, making sure the enclosure is okay. It's pretty awesome. So if you just love sloths and you want to spend 3 hours, do that. The sloth keeper price is the same price whether it's one or two people. We're not going to put two strangers together because it's 3 hours. You never know what would happen, right? But it's the same price. If you just want it to be you, it's just you. If you want to bring somebody else, the second person can be 14 and above. The reason we do that is it's 3 hours. It's a long time. I don't like sitting still for 3 hours. I don't think most adults can do it. Let's see. You can have your boyfriend, yeah, for sure. He just has to buy like his own ticket unless you were doing the sloth keeper experience. Then it's you just say he's the other person. But a lot of people ask, they're like, hey, can I just come watch while my boyfriend, girlfriend, son, daughter, or whatever does it? It's the same as just buying a ticket to a show. So if you want to take your kid to go see a cartoon, you got to buy a ticket for the cartoon too, which personally that works out for me because I love cartoons, but I don't know. Can you pet it? You can. You can come here and pet Dash, hang out with him. He loves it. He's really, really chill. So sloths are pretty amazing. They live to 20 to 30 years in the wild. They probably would live longer, but due to loss of environment, loss of trees, sometimes they're trying to cross power lines, that doesn't work out, or predators. But in captivity, there were two sloths in Germany that made it to 52 and 54. That's Jan and Paula. And there was also one at the Smithsonian that made it to 49. So we're pretty stoked that the sloths might outlive us. I'll see if I can lower this camera just a little bit so you guys can see a little bit better. Give me just a second. I'll try not to drop the tripod on my head. You guys get a good look at my glasses. Sorry about that. All right. Let's see here. They are very adorable. And Dash, I'm pretty sure you got an extra case of the adorables, which is all right with me. Let's see if we can point it at them pretty good. There we go. Can you kiss him on the little nose? Sure. And guys, it's really cool because his little ears are right here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but that's his little ears. They're just like ours, but they're hidden behind his hair. I just say that he's a long-haired rock star and he keeps his ears under cover. So I've tried playing a little bit of Bob Marley for him to see if he would dance, maybe groove a little bit, but it hasn't happened yet. So I've tried Frank Sinatra and Bob Marley to try to get the sloth to dance. It hasn't happened. The other day, someone was coming to hold the sloth, and people are going to see concerts or different things after this. And I was like, "What concert are you gonna go see, man?" And he said AC/DC. So I was a little surprised by the answer. Love some AC/DC, but maybe the sloths are just secret rock stars. I don't know. Guys, if you're just joining us, this is Dash. He's a two-fingered or two-toed Linnaeus sloth, and he loves to cuddle. We actually have 3 sloths here at Ocoee Riverside Farm. 2 of them you can hold. So if you've ever wanted to come hang out with sloths, you can do that here at Ocoee Riverside Farm. And we have baby. They are super adorable. Our 2 newest ones are Chloe and Rachel. And we named them Phoebe and Rachel. You know how Phoebe runs all funny? That's why we named the baby kangaroos that. Where are we located? We're located in Benton, Tennessee, halfway between Chattanooga and Knoxville. That's his little claws. They're only about a fingernail length. Maybe he's got a little munchies now. You want some food, bud? Look. Look. Do you want some? Do you want some food? Nope, you just want cuddle. Does he have teeth? Oh, yes. They are born with teeth. And sloth's teeth end up getting massive. So I'm pretty sure it's 18 teeth that they have, and 8 are canines, and the others are molar / pre-canines. But yes, they have some very impressive teeth. Can you hold them? You sure can. You can come here and hold this little guy. And then we also have Zoe. Zoe's a little bit bigger, but she loves cuddles. And then we have Flash, the other sloth that you can hang out with and you can feed. And then we have baby kangaroos that you can bottle feed. Simply awesome. How old do you have to be to hold one? I think for Dash, it's like 8 or 9, maybe even 6. But Zoe is closer to 14. And the reason for that is she's a big girl. You're going to come visit? Awesome, guys. What type of monkeys do we have? We have spider monkeys. We have Georgie the spider monkey. So if you've ever wanted to come hang out with a spider monkey, you can do that here. You wished you lived in the USA. Well, where do you live? You can fly over and visit. We get a lot of international travelers. I think this year alone, we've had 20 or 30 different countries. It's pretty awesome. Why can't you have one as a pet? Well, they require the temperature to be 75 to 80 degrees. If it was 75 to 80 degrees all the time for me, I would lose my mind. So that's the first reason. Second reason is it's not a good idea because they're a wild animal. We are a zoo, so we are classified as a zoo, USDA exhibitor license. So these were not removed from the jungle. These are ambassador animals that are multi generation removed from the jungle. So the first sloth that the veterinarian slash sloth expert started with was injured and could not go back to the jungle. So we never want sloths removed from the jungle. We want them to stay there. It's kind of the same premise of if the white rhinos weren't being raised in captivity, we would have none because they hunted them all. So it's crazy. Can you have a one-on-one experience with the sloths? Sure, definitely, 100%. When you book, like go ahead and ask for that, or you could just get 2 spots. Or if you do the sloth keeper experience, that's just for you unless you add somebody else. And I think it's pretty relaxing. And if at some point, like you just come for an encounter and you and your person just kind of want to chill and not hear all the talking, you can say, hey, can we just chill with the sloth? And we don't have to talk. You guys can just sit there and relax with the sloth. It's we're here to make it for you guys and for the animals. We want everybody to be happy and have a good time. You're obsessed with sloths? Well, come visit us. We're right in Benton, Tennessee, halfway between Chattanooga and Knoxville. We have over 150 animals, including sloths, kangaroos, llamas, alpacas. Guess what, guys? You can bottle feed those baby kangaroos. They're super cute. You're in Grimsley. Where is Grimsley? Looks like your brother, the sloth, or me. You're going to Germany. Well, Germany will be fun. The 2 oldest sloths that we know of were in Germany, Jan and Paula. They were 52 and 54. So they were pretty awesome. Okay, it's the sloth that looks like your brother. That's good. I was like, man, I feel like my haircut's all right, and I took a shower the other day, so hoping you weren't hating too bad. What other questions do you guys have? I'm gonna chill here with Dash for just a little bit, but then I'm gonna have to go do some other things. Hugging a sloth is very relaxing. It'll be really fun. You're gonna go to the Berlin Zoo. That'll be awesome. We've been to a bunch of different zoos. We're always enjoying learning more about different things. So whenever we go by a zoo, I'm like, I'm gonna go check it out. So I try to get in there and learn a little bit. I think you can always learn more, right? It's a good motto. So this is Dash, and as you can tell, he gets very curious about noise. He's like, what is that? What's going on? See how he's looking around? So sloths have horrible eyesight. They have monorod chromacy. So they really rely on their sense of hearing to be able to figure out what's going on. They see in black and white, and they have a very narrow field of vision. Has anyone ever fell asleep while I don't think yet, but I think you could. We've definitely had some tears and stuff, but nobody has ever fallen asleep, which I think would be pretty hilarious. Um, my girlfriend's actually a therapist, and we've been talking about her getting her animal certification and having people do therapy with the sloths because it's so chill. Isn't it chill, Dash? Dash, are you going to go night-night? I'm gonna see if I can move the camera over here so you guys can see them. Okay. There, they can see you better, Betty. They saw you looking over here. You have a question, you're in a wheelchair, 100%. Someone just came just the other day, and to come in for the sloth encounters, that is no problem. You can pull your car, and some cars we even pull in to the barn. That way it's 100% concrete, and then we can just unload your wheelchair right here inside the barn, and then you can just come inside. Some of the farm tour things where you're out in the fields and stuff, if you have a motorized wheelchair, it'll work for that. But some of those narrow wheels, you need the big wheels to be out there in the fields. Yeah, if you want to come, definitely we want everybody to come. It's awesome, but make sure you go to our website and reserve. It's pretty cool. You think a lot more people would go to therapy if they could sit with a cute animal? I 100% agree. Everybody probably needs a little bit of therapy, and maybe if they were holding cute animals, they'd go do it, and everybody would be chill. I lived in Costa Rica for a while, and tranquilo. Tranquilo is what we heard a lot. They wanted everybody to chill out. Pura vida and tranquilo. When is Dash's birthday? I think it's in like 3 more months. I don't remember his. Zoe's birthday is December 16th. Do they like chin scratches? No. They like to be petted just like this, long, slow strokes. We're really trying not to put anything close to their mouth because they can't see. So when you put your finger close to their mouth, they think it looks a lot like those sweet potatoes we feed them. And we want everybody to keep their fingers, so we try not to feed them our fingers. Someone says, do they smell? No, they don't stink at all. They really don't have any scent glands. And also because of the way that their esophagus comes down and then loops around their stomach and has like a check valve, they don't burp, they don't fart, and it's pretty amazing. That's what that check valve does. And I don't know about y'all, but we have a dog that farts all the time, and it is ridiculous and gross. So I'm pretty stoked that sloths don't fart. She is cute. She's the cutest little thing ever. Do they sneeze? They do sneeze because sometimes they bury their face like in their little food and they kind of get it in there and then they're like, choo. And I think the funniest thing I've ever seen is watching a sloth try to pick its nose with the giant claws. It's ridiculous. So you thought they would smell. That makes sense in the wild. So in the wild, they're going to have between 100 to 200 bugs living all over them. They're going to have algae on them. And guess what, guys? They only use the bathroom every 7 to 10 days. And when they use the bathroom, they come down out of the tree, they hold on to it, and then they get their booty right on the ground, and they kind of shake their butt while they're using the bathroom. And when they do that, inside that pile of bathroom stuff, the sloth moth lives inside of there. And then it crawls up onto their fur, and then it's living inside their fur. And then when they groom themselves, they ingest that bacteria, and that's actually how they process their food. That amazing symbiotic relationship that God made between the sloth moths and between the sloth. So without the sloth, the moth wouldn't survive, and without the moth, the sloth wouldn't survive. Pretty cool. This is Dash. He is about 9, 10 months old. And then we have another one, Zoe. Her birthday was December 16th. So she's getting close to 2 years old. And then we have Flash. Flash is our adult. I'm going to turn this just a little bit so you guys can see these really, really cute baby kangaroos sticking their head out of their little pouches. Do you guys see that? Those are baby kangaroos hanging out in the pouches. So that is Phoebe and Rachel. Hey, Phoebe. Hey, Rachel. So we named them Phoebe and Rachel because Phoebe kind of runs really goofy like Phoebe from Friends. But if you guys want, you can come here and bottle feed baby kangaroos. You're a bass fisherman.